Well, the way that we fund education here in Nevada right now is an extremely complicated process. It's hard to find a good explanation, but we're going to try to break this down into simplest terms to then explain where the marijuana money is going. So the DSA is the big pot that funds all of the schools. The legislature sets that level. So it was about coming into the session estimated to be just under $1 billion. But once that level is set, all of the different funding sources, including the cannabis wholesale tax, which voters passed in 2016, local taxes, other taxes, general fund money, that all has to balance out. So no more money can be put in. So let's say the cannabis wholesale tax that was at 15% generates more revenue than expected. What happens is other taxes start coming out. So if we see extra money coming in, that same amount of money comes out and goes back into funds like the general fund. So the question that we get is, where did the marijuana money go that we were promised would go to education? The way it was set up, the cannabis wholesale tax at 15%, so that's taken when it's from seed to sale, that's taken at the beginning. That did go to the DSA just as promised, but it supplants, that's the key word, or replaces other money that comes in. That's because this is an old formula from 52 years ago that we used to fund the schools. So with circumstances much different in 1967, there was a need that they felt to balance everything out. Something new has happened. The governor, in 2017, Governor Sandoval enacted a 10% special sales tax at the register that would go to the rainy day fund. Well, what's going on this year, that money no longer goes to the rainy day fund. It was given to the DSA. So they said, okay, we're going to increase it by $120 million. So $1.1 billion is about what's in the DSA at this point. So when they raised it, that extra 10% tax, and let me put that on the board, will now go toward education as well. So we're still in a situation at this point where if any revenue comes in above projections, out the backside, we're going to see money going back into the general fund or other places. So that brings up the second key point, the weighted funding formula. This has been one of the justifications for the need for throwing it all out, repeal and replace, start something new. So this weighted funding formula that kicks in for the 2021-2022 school year will better allocate and be more transparent about all of the sources, whether they're local, state, or federal, of the money that comes in, where it goes. They keep better track because right now, all of the cash that goes in just gets put into the soup and you don't know where those ingredients go. So bottom line, as it stands now, the 15% marijuana tax, yes, it does go to education, but it replaces dollars that were already in. So there's no net gain.